Hey guys, Moneyman300 back for some more Forza 5 videos, and this time we're moving on with one of the things I haven't been doing as much, but I'm going to start kind of getting back into because I really want to get through some more classes, is the kind of the leaderboard build and tunes, or leaderboard plus alternates, I'll call it. You know, I like to give a couple of, you know, a leaderboard car in each of the different types of car, and there may be something that's an alternate that you drive around a multiplayer, do some different things with, but still moving on with Class C, and we're going with big time speed here. This car is an absolute beast. This is a Le Mans car. This is going to be your super speed, and I mean, this thing's all engine, no tires, and it's hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to drive. This one is not for the faint of heart. You need to have really, really good throttle control, or go ahead and throw traction control onto it. I'm running without traction control. Kind of one of my rule of thumbs that if I don't have the tires, and either I have a video up or you'll see a video coming where I talk a little bit about kind of how I view traction control in the game. But anyway, rule of thumb, if I didn't put all the tires that I could on it, then I don't really allow myself to run traction control, although I will violate that sometimes, especially in multiplayer, if I don't want to, you know, just be running around crashing into people. But anyway, the time I picked is in 100th place. I did one warm-up lap. I'm only going to run one lap pretty much regardless of how this goes, because I don't want to just, it's a long track. I'm not going to lap it a whole bunch of times. I just want to give you guys an idea of the type of speed that this car can get. And I mean, it's a really, really good car for this class. It's kind of dominant on this track. I mean, if you go look at the top 100, there's, you know, probably 60 of these in the top 100. It's not it is a kind of a dominant leaderboard car, but it's also fun, so that's why I built it. And so I think I don't know if I mentioned, but that 406 531, that is 100th place. I don't know if I can beat that and keep it clean at the same time, but I'm pretty sure we could put a time that's up there in pretty decent shape. We'll just see if we can keep it clean here. So here we go. We're gonna do this one live, and I'm gonna hit resume. It's hard to even drive this car straight, as you can already see. I'm struggling a little bit with it. You can even see, look at him, just, that's what you do with this car, is you just fight your way through it. You're not going to go below third gear in this. And I'm going to shift, you'll see me shift into fourth like that quite a bit. Trying not to pay attention to the car in front of me. And oh, really? Okay, well, we're dirty already. I can't believe that dirty, dude. I put just a wheel into the front. You do that all over the track. All right, let's see what kind of time we can end up with here. This car should hit just about 209, 210 miles an hour here. And it's hard, even when you're in here, keeping it straight. So you got to stay on top of it all the way. I mean, keep your eyes down. You can see me kind of working it back and forth a little. The car just doesn't drive straight with the tires and everything else. There's nothing really to keep it on the ground, so it really floats around a lot. See what we're getting up to here. We're hitting our 211, so 211 is actually the max at this car. 212, yeah, we're getting there. 213, so the theoretical maximum, or at least what it says in your top speed screen, is 211, but we're hitting that. I let off just a quick touch there just to get it back. I've been able to take that at like 208, 209 right there before, but that time I kind of... Even here, I'm just going to keep it in. Keep it in third gear. Don't get on that grass. Get to fourth quickly so I can get. I can't even really floor it or get all the way to the ground when it's in third gear. Wow. It's gonna get in the grass a little. Ooh, that was a pretty good save there. Was looking like big trouble there for a second. Oh, I forgot that was that hard turn there. That's alright. Keep it in third gear, though. Keep the traction here. Get into fourth gear early again. And then go ahead and put the hammer down. Start letting off a little early here. See how early you have to brake. Try not to overdo it too much in here. Quick brake to get yourself corrected. Oh, car just gripped there for a second. About had a little overcorrect moment. That's gonna dirty it. Sorry, it's already dirty anyway. Try to get into fourth gear in this little area. Get up in here. There. Alright, so you have 412 in there. What did I get? It didn't really say because my last one was clean, but that was in the 412s. Hey, my first lap was clean, as you can see in there. But into the 412s, that's not a terrible time on this track. I was going to give you guys an idea of what that might look like in here. That was old. You know, Le Mans old. Like I said, what do we say? 406 was. I mean, it's 6 seconds back, but 6 seconds on this track isn't a ton, and I could drive that way better. So 412, you know, I would have been in the. You know, it's in the top 300. So, and that's just one lap, and it wasn't even a particularly good lap. If I lapped this a few times, definitely getting inside of 410 probably without too much of an issue at all. So we're gonna finish this out here and. Let's go take a look at our build. I guess I could have just let this finish out while I was looking up that time. I didn't see what the actual time was. A 412 flat, which I don't think it was, would have been 267th, and a higher 212 is in the 297 range. So somewhere in the 260 to 290 range was that time. Although I did dirty it in 2 spots there, but not either spot was. Not a place that we were dirtying it to make up for time at all. So still would have been in that same range. And even on those straightaways, twice I had to let off where I almost got in the grass in there. That was probably 2 seconds each time just because of the amount that you lose on that. So right there gets you down in that 208 range and real close to that top 100. So definitely a car that can run higher. I got up to, I mean, my first time, which was my first lap, was 535th, as you can see here. And that was my rolling start, cold tires, all that. So anyway, so obviously this car can just absolutely lay down leaderboard times pretty easily. And if I lap this a few more times, I'm pretty sure I could crack that top 100. But I don't really, it's not, that car is a little tricky to lap, and it'd be interesting if I threw traction control down on that. I'm probably going to crack the top 100 too, to make it a lot easier to drive with traction control. So let's go over and take a look at our build and tune on this thing here. So let's get over here, get into the build. So what makes this car all work is the engine swap. So the reason this car is so fast is because you are able to put the racing V8 in this thing, the 5.9 liter racing V8, and look at that, 8 speed. With 3.9 handling, so that's a little dicey, all right. And you guys could see that. So look at the rest of our numbers here. So we had 80, 39, 7, 8, 6, 8, and 3.9 on the braking. So it can't brake and it can't turn. So you guys saw that in there. 825 horsepower, 650 foot-pounds of torque. I mean, it's a monster. 3,268 pounds, 58% of that to the front, and 5.9 liters of displacement. And here's where we talked about, top speed is 216. I must have made some changes in there. I thought it was 211. Maybe I just read it wrong. Top speed of 216 miles an hour. And you saw we were hitting 213 there, so that's really good for C-Class. I mean, that's really fast. So that is all of our numbers. And we'll back out here. So no drivetrain swap. So the only thing we have in there is that engine swap. We're going to have the race front bumper and the race rear wing, and we are also going to have the street hood You do everything you can just to get this thing to 500, you know, to match up right at 500. So it's pretty specific. There aren't a lot of changes you can make to this. You pretty much have to build it this way. There just aren't tons of options. We got no tire compound. I got no width. I got nothing, right? I can't. I don't even think. I didn't look at that. Yeah, I mean, it blows you up to do any of this. You just can't, not with that engine. That engine puts you right up to the max anyway. You do have some rims. You can get 30 pounds out of rims. Those are the lightest ones you can get. So pick some that are 30 pounds. I ended up with these here, but there's several other options here, as you can see, that doesn't do anything weight. So aesthetically speaking, if you want to get a little bit more out of it, you can. I went ahead and did just a little bit here with the width. I'm not sure it really does you any good to do that one way or another, but I did go up to the 16-inch wheels, front and the rear. So there's our tires and wheels. And then we do have a transmission. You do have to have a transmission upgrade. If you could see here, this ain't going to cut it here. You're going to run out of gears. You're not going to be able to get, I think if you even look at like top speed, you're already losing down to 203. So you can't, like that doesn't do it. So you got to get to here. What's interesting is this is the same transmission, just not adjustable. So I'm not quite sure why you would ever want to use that. Plus you get 3 extra PI here. So you do need the sport transmission in this one. I believe I have all the weight here. Again, this is just trying to get to 500. We do have the race driveline. And then we're going to have the full race differential. And we're going to have all of our handling parts in here, at least the brakes, the springs, race brakes, race springs and dampers. Oop, I missed one roll bar, but both front and rear roll bars we have race. And then I do not have any chassis reinforcement. You can see here it goes crazy with the PI in there, and cannot take any weight out of it either. And since this is a Le Mans car, you don't really need that. So so we just have the race first 4 parts here, and then no chassis roll cage and no weight reduction. And then no performance parts. There aren't really anything on here. This is that engine that all you get is like the stock car engine. So all you get is a restrictor plate add. It's possible I could have done that. Oh no, you know, I don't know if I could have gotten 3 PI out of the other stuff. And then actually added even more kind of 900 horse. I mean, that's just dumb. 900 horsepower. What's it doing? Oh, look at that top speed. I wonder if I could do that. Let's have a little quick experiment here, because I didn't look at that because I didn't really think about it because I was trying to fit in PI elsewhere. I wonder if I could get 3 PI back somewhere. See if I get anything back out of this. I get 1 there. I bet I don't. Let's go. Where else can I get? I had this here, so let's see if we can get 1 here. Yeah, it's on 6 pounds, and I can get 30 pounds back. That's not going to get 2 PI out of that. So I don't think that you can make this fit without starting to take your handling parts off. Let me get to I know which one the heaviest. Actually, these would be the heaviest right there. But let me see what I've got with the heavy. So I get all the way to 501. I mean, it's close, right? I mean, we're at 501 and still keep that 900 horsepower in there. I don't know. I mean, it's so hard to drive anyway. I wouldn't do any of that. So let me go fix this real quick. You could, if you want to play around, see if you could find 1 more PI in there. It is another 80 horsepower. It may become, you know, undrivable at that point. I don't know. But I'm going to fix that part there. Put my driveline. Oh, driveline's not in there. Put my driveline back on. And put the restrictor plate back on here. The stock restrictor plate. There we go. Okay. So that's all of our parts in there. So like I said, you might be able to play around with that. Might be able to get that 1-up restrictor plate on there. You're probably going to have to come in here and like maybe get rid of some brakes. But I mean, you don't need a lot of brakes on that. So this 1 down in brakes might have done it for you. But the thing that it kills me is then I got to sacrifice my brake pressure and everything else. So I'm not sure that I'm real excited about that. So I had to tune the heck out of the springs, and it doesn't do anything there. So brakes might be your best bet if you're going to do that. You don't get anything out of the roll bars and the springs. I already noticed that. So you would have to just come down one on brakes, take that hood off, change your wheels out, take the drive line off. It looks like you could get another 80 horsepower. I don't think it's worth it. I guess it's going to be that much harder to drive, and you are going to get, you know, a few extra mile an hour on that straightaway, which might be good. So, all right, let's take a look at our tune though. I'm gonna stay with the build that I have already. All right, we got 28 and 28 for our tires. I did play around with the gearing a little bit, so we are at 2.80. I don't think the graph is representative. So basically what I was trying to do is limit that thing to 4 gears. You do see we get into that 5th gear in there, but for the most part, you're going to want to run this no lower than 3rd gear, and really as much in 4th gear even when you're accelerating, because you'll find that even in 3rd gear, it's real hard to make this thing go straight. Once you get into 4th, it's a little bit easier. So we're at 2.8. We're at negative 3.0 and 2.6, 0, 0, and 5.0 for our caster angle. 18.09 and 8.06, trying to control that rear end. Same thing on these springs here, 614.9 and 474.0, softer in the rear. Keep it slightly understeer tuned. In the damping, we're going to oversteer tune just a little bit, just to make sure the car can still turn in at 9.5 and 10.2, and then we're going at 2.4 and 3.1 in our bump stiffness. Take all the aero out, we're going straight top speed on this beast. 52% and 200, adjust for your preferences. And our acceleration is and really low differential settings, again in the acceleration setting just to try to slow things down a little bit, and our deceleration at 8%. So there is our race, our build, and our tune. You guys should be able to have a lot of fun with this car. I'm gonna do a second one, second Le Mans build, try to find something that's in the easier to I shouldn't have changed anything there, but it's in the slightly easier to drive range, something that maybe is more appropriate for multiplayer. This one's probably just a leaderboard type, go get you some rivals time. So you could certainly drive in a multiplayer, especially if you don't have anything else for Le Mans. Definitely want to use this over something that just doesn't work at all. So anyways, that's going to wrap it up for this one. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Later.